long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, 3 nerds got together and started a podcast called Operation C.M.G. We cover comics, movies, and games. I'm one of your hosts, Dustin.
And I'm Jacob.
And I'm Leslie.
Juice behind the camera.
How's it going?
Alrighty. You guys ready to get down in the Force today? Is the Force with you guys today?
Man, you know, there is a force in me. You know, it's a force feeling in me. Some feels.
So feels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo trailer, man.
So.
Favorite TV show as a kid.
Really?
Favorite. I don't know why. I mean, I was too young, but then my mom, I know that she's rewound, VHS after VHS after VHS on that.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There was a point to where it's this was before, I really got, into, cartoons and shit. But, Scooby-Doo, that was a classic. It was one that you could always watch. They did so many crossovers with shit, and it's just man.
Yeah. You know, so, before we get into this trailer, okay. What the hell is the purpose of Scooby-Doo?
What do you mean?
Solve mysteries.
No.
What's the purpose of Inspector Gadget? What's the purpose of SpongeBob?
Okay.
It's entertainment.
Whoa. Inspector Gadget has a purpose, okay? He has a purpose. He's an inspector with gadgets. Okay,
and they are solving mysteries.
But what? So they're just a bunch of random teenagers that are just we're just gonna fucking start solving crime.
Well, I mean,
it's not really. It's it's crime. It's crime. It's always somebody doing something really illegal.
But it's
dressing up as a ghost.
But it's phantoms and shit. So it's just they. This was before forensics and evidence. All right, you got to think Scooby-Doo was originally thought of in the 70s.
That's what the trailer said was to go back to the greatest mystery. You needed the original mystery, where it all started. And when they go to the haunted house and that spectral guy pops up, and I guess it just hits them, and Scooby and Shaggy were taken, so now they got to go solve it to find their friends.
Have they ever actually found have they ever found anything that's not just a guy in a mask?
Yes.
I've actually
obviously
fought against some real...
see, that's how I know you ain't real. Just because, for one, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, they 100% are dealing with voodoo.
Yes, they are. Whoa. I'm talking... But is that canon, though? I'm talking I don't know. What's canon? Is everything canon in Scooby-Doo?
Everything
is canon?
Scooby-Doo is
is everything just...
It's one straight line. There's even an order you're supposed to watch those movies in, to be honest.
Well, I mean, there's so many different TV
because
shows.
Some of them, Fred and Daphne, aren't
Scrappy comes in, and then you got to watch those episodes, and then you have a movie with Scrappy. If you were just to watch the movie, where the fuck does this little dog come from?
Right.
But yeah,
I just don't know though. I just don't know if what's canon and what's not. Is it just one giant everything? This is one universe, and it all fucking happens at some time.
Yeah.
All the TV shows, all the movies. Everything is just all...
No, because
that's what I'm saying.
Well, no, because it's on the later TV shows, I'm not gonna lie, they do start to kind of get really out there, because it's in that they were actually dealing with more it was Mystery Incorporated. They're actually dealing with some supernatural shit, but they were in high school, so it's I don't know, it kind of messes with the time shit, but
I think that was supposed to be a soft reboot, was a new TV series, but I don't...
But other than that, that's the only thing that I could think of that would be misplaced in
the timeline of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I just was what the fuck is
but
the...
Man,
you know those Scooby comics?
Yeah, that really
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
About the world comes to an end.
Dude, I don't live under a rock. I fucking know what Scooby-Doo is.
No. I mean, the comic books is going on right now by the world's coming to an end. And it's a zombie. It's an actual zombie world. Yeah, that's
right. The zombie apocalypse stuff.
And it's a little bit more mature and the cussing it and stuff.
They fucking it?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Why do you want to go there? Why do you?
If it's that explicit, I guess.
I'm just saying, man.
They got websites for that if you want to see it.
I ain't trying to look up no porn. I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying, they have just always been Fred's always just hey, you come with me, hey, and then so and that's it.
That's not how it goes.
Do they ever explore? I don't know. Whatever. So the Scooby-Doo trailer. Yeah, like the first 10 seconds, like, make a grown man want to cry. It's not sad.
It's not sad.
It's not sad at all.
This is just the nostalgia factor.
It's just seeing Shaggy and Scooby
meet for the first time,
and just them being like little. I have no idea why, because they had a show where they were like, you know, like Scooby Doo kids and shit, and so but just seeing something about that, it was just like I was trying to hold back tears, and I had no idea why, because it was not sad.
You just got Shaggy on the beach, and this like little
stray
stray puppy walks up.
What's his name?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, by the way, who are these fucking Nazi ass animal control guys? Like,
just see it.
Hey, get that fucking dog!
It's like, nah, this isn't your dog. What's his name?
He's like,
what's his middle name?
Yeah.
Like,
fam. Scooby.
Doobie.
Do.
Your dog's name's Scooby Dooby Doo.
What's up?
Yes.
And yeah, it's just like, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it's because like you never really question where Scooby came from.
Like they even
don't you see his parents?
Scooby's?
I feel like.
Yeah,
I feel like that.
That's my like his dad's like a older, grayer looking version of him. I don't like all the memories of Scooby Doo I have are just these these random ass episodes. Like
I feel
like,
that. I feel that. I mean, I don't remember every fucking one of them.
Right.
But like, I understand what you're saying. Like the ones you got, you're like, I remember seeing parents, but I cannot give you a description of what this episode is about. Right. But I remember seeing them.
See, yeah, it's just like you say, is Scooby's parents. I'm just like, yeah, I remember. Like that seems real, just because it's just like I don't know why I feel like.
See, there you go.
The picture, yeah.
Juice behind the camera. My man coming in clutch. Scooby's mom's wearing lipstick and a shirt.
See.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just you see him and you're like, he's a little lost puppy.
You know what
like,
I think?
You know, like I think it's because you know how good of a dog he is.
Oh yeah.
You're like, bitch, who the hell? Like,
oh, y'all finna be friends forever.
Yeah.
They even shared a sandwich. They toasted the sandwiches. I was like,
there's several different depictions of his parents, actually.
Real Shaggy's or Scooby's?
Scooby's.
That's what's interesting. So why the hell did they abandon their child?
Well, I mean, technically the dogs. I mean, if he's a stray, he's running around. He probably just left.
He could have got lost,
or he was abused. You don't know.
Interesting. So, but yeah. So this is the.
I got a question for you. The art style.
Oh,
that's really good.
I love it. I mean, for the fact that it's been like nostalgia area, I think they've just done too much Scooby Doo content with the original like animation style.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a Pixar type of.
That's what I thought too. It gave me that real like Toy Story look vibe to it.
Yeah.
So.
See, yeah, it just looks nice, looks polished, and I guess it's interesting to see him like CGI instead of just like another
cartoon.
Animated. Yeah.
Like that whole like 15 frames walking by type shit. Instead of now it's like a full blown like this is an actual movie. So I mean I love the art style.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it change.
Y'all
a
know
little
what kind
bit.
of dog Scooby Doo is?
A good one.
I'm talking about
the best of dogs.
Good boy.
And wasn't he? I don't know what it was supposed to be.
He's a Great Dane.
See, I'm sitting here thinking Great Dane, but I'm just like, no, that's Marmaduke.
No, he's great. No, he's a Great Dane. That's why he's so fucking big.
And what,
He's
like
huge.
they just changed
Like
the
compared
look
to
of him a
like,
little bit.
he's always so giant. He's like a really big dog compared to like the humans.
Mm-hmm.
Like Shaggy, he's like up to here on Shaggy.
Well, yeah.
So, I just always like, as a kid, I was just like, I want a Great Dane because I want a Scooby Doo dog, and I had a Great Dane. Her name was Zoe, and she was like the size of a fucking cow, and she was horrible.
You're not Scooby Doo.
But I don't know. I mean, is this something that like how intrigued are you by this? Like how
Very.
I'll go
like you'll buy a movie ticket to go see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
I mean, only because it's just like, well, one, the nostalgia factor, and one thing I think is interesting about this nostalgia factor is its slick could hit for multiple generations. Because again, Scooby Doo's been around since before we were born. Like,
True.
I don't know what. So one, easily like just going off the strength of that. Two, It Slick seemed funny. Because
Yeah.
what they say, Scooby just like licks Shaggy, then Shaggy licks him. He's just like,
Yeah, don't do that.
yeah.
Like the art style really intrigued me too because like think about how many movies they came out with, and like they're like full blown movies.
Mm-hmm.
But like other than the what would you call it, like the live action one, like the two live action ones that like they don't really try to compete. They've never really tried to compete like with animation movies. But like now we get to the point where like, oh shit, they're like it's not like they're taking shots at Pixar, but they're trying to get on that level now.
Well, that could
Does
just
it make
be.
you feel like that?
That
Or
could
like
just
just
be
trying to appeal.
It could just be like the times, just like.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah, pretty
enough.
much. Because I mean,
If we're going to do like a live, if we're going not a live, but a full fledged Scooby Doo movie,
Yeah.
it's got to be something that the people would want to see. Like,
Yeah, and my thing is though is like what made me think about that is you also have the SpongeBob movie coming out too, which isn't that almost like claymation style, but it's more Pixar-y. So like, it's two movies coming out near the same time that have never been this type of style. So, is it just trying to, like you said, get with the times, or is it trying to compete and say, hey, we're still here type thing?
I would say it's just one. I think that would more depend on the studio because it's like if they're really trying to compete, just be like hey, yeah, we can do better than Pixar, but as far as Scooby Doo within themselves, I would just say
They're just being Scooby Doo.
They're just being
Fair
Scooby Doo. They're just like this is a movie, something like Dessa said. Would you go to theaters to see it? I know, and you don't necessarily think about animation being like a big part of the experience, but how it looks, and it does look phenomenal, and I think it's just a good move for them. Like,
fair. What you got? You were quiet for a minute.
I wasn't gonna even hit on this at all. This wasn't in top that I want to talk about, but the fact that you brought it up, what do you think about Keanu Reeves in the SpongeBob movie?
Oh, that Sage.
That Sage.
Yeah.
I'm
How much do you think he's really going to be in the movie?
Oh no, it's just.
okay,
I think it's just like a quick cameo.
It probably is because I mean, you remember the last one they came out with David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff, but
so
he was
like,
in the movie like twice though. For
well,
like,
I'm just saying, like,
but like he was a very key part because they would have got back to the ocean without him.
I just want to say something. Like, I know you're talking about SpongeBob's first movie. There was a movie between that. This is SpongeBob's third movie.
What's the second movie?
There was
Sponge Out of Water.
Sponge Out of Water.
I never saw it.
I don't think I ever saw it.
But I mean, like, they're obviously I just think they're obviously not like, hey, Keanu Reeves is a big hit right now. Let's bring him in. They've obviously done this before of like, let's get a random big name actor, and they just decided, Keanu Reeves.
Well, no, see, for me, it actually makes me think there's more. Just because it's a SpongeBob movie, so they're probably going to have like a bunch of people in it. But like for the simple fact that was in the trailer, like they used Keanu Reeves in the trailer.
Yeah, but isn't that like a get you like that's a hook.
Right.
I mean,
but-
back then I don't know how great it would have been to put David Hasselhoff. Like, sure, it would have been great, but like, is there really a point for them to put him in the trailer? But like now it's like, it's Keanu Reeves' face. Here you go.
Yeah, but David Hasselhoff's that dude, man.
I mean, he is, but I'm saying they didn't use him in the trailer.
Bro, that rode on his back, man.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's what I was pointing at. Is that he said that it was just going to be a small snippet, and I was like, maybe 2 or 3 small snippets like David Hasselhoff because he was the one who brought them back to the ocean. Mm-hmm. Like without him and his motorboat, like Superman
yeah, he
shit.
puts it between the pecs and shoots him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was a key, character.
I would say if anything, SpongeBob would be like, not SpongeBob, but Keanu Reeves may be just like the thing that tells them to guide their way. Like you got to think like
he's like God.
I think, just like one time, like I think, like there's gonna be more. Like it's a SpongeBob movie, man. Like they're gonna, I don't want to say they're gonna show out, but it's just like for the simple fact that it's like what Gary's missing. Anytime, like I really do hate to say, anytime something is Gary centric, it's gonna be a hit.
No, that's funny. When I brought this tip, like I brought this up to you the other day off air, and I was like, what do you think of that SpongeBob movie? And you're just like, you look up, you're like annoyed that I brought SpongeBob to your attention, and then I was like, the movie's called #SaveGary, and you're like, what?
Immediately, just everything stopped.
Right,
Wait a
because it's
minute.
just like, because they're just like, man, SpongeBob, man, fuck out of here. But then it's just like, save Gary. What's going on with Gary?
What happened to Gary?
Again, he said that, and I instantly thought of that episode where Gary got abducted.
Gary,
that shit like made you want to tear up though. Like it was a really good episode
That's what I'm
compared to
saying.
other shit.
Anything with Gary
hitting home.
Mm-hmm. And so it's just, I don't know. I feel like as much as I don't want to be like, oh, I'm against it, or just like I don't want to instantly be on board, but I'm just like,
It's a SpongeBob movie.
I'm willing to see what they got.
Yeah.
Because that second one, it was like they were all superheroes or some shit. I don't know. I looked at the trailer. I was like, the fuck is this? Didn't see it. Didn't even bother to figure out what it's about. But this...
Keanu Reeves, save Gary.
The animation in it looks interesting. And so it's just like, damn it, SpongeBob.
You just take SpongeBob as like, it takes a weird turn at the end. It's like Keanu Reeves just trains him as the next John Wick. You see SpongeBob just go off and kill fish. Just like in a very badass way.
Okay, you see what's fucked up? I don't think they would do that, but they would do something like Bubble Hunter, or they would do something like
Bubble Hunter
with him like catching jellyfish. Like they would
They would do that.
They would do something like
It was
that.
like
but in the SpongeBob-esque.
SpongeBob would get a suit and like, be out there like, catching jellyfish like all badass like.
Catching jellyfish with one hand, flipping patties in the other.
Yeah. So we got that, and then we got a good old Sonic.
Revised.
2.0, yeah.
2.0. Already the first movie didn't even come out.
So, like, I just feel so weird about this because, like, I loved Sonic. Like as a kid, I just remember like my cousin just probably because he didn't want to deal with me, just sitting me down in front of a Sega Genesis and I would just play Sonic by myself for hours. Mm-hmm. And it's like live action Sonic movie was announced. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think I care. I don't know. Then the trailer comes out, and just like the rest of the world, we were just like, what Satan spawned this creature and like put him in this movie. But backlash, the internet we cyberbullied an entire company into fixing it, and like the new trailer with the new Sonic
doesn't look bad.
I am like, I'll pay money and I'll go watch that movie.
Let me ask you this: do you think that this was part of the plan?
What, to drop it and make it look like shit?
Well, I mean, because
why not?
Think about it. No, this is the age where you gotta think it's all
bait and hook.
It's all about marketing ploys, marketing tactics. You send out an obviously bad one, and then we'll redesign it, and then bam, you get a new one that looks good, and then
it's what everybody wanted.
Everyone is going to be more attuned to
like
it.
That's definitely like big time conspiracy talk. But at the same time, I'm all on board in this conspiracy. Because you want to know why? Because why the fuck did they make that first Sonic look so fucking weird? Like, they went out of their way to make it look weird.
Thought this was gonna make a.
Why would you want to see the individual teeth, the beady little eyes?
But here's the thing: if we're the company, all four of us, the company, I draw a sketch of that Sonic, and you tell me, "All right, man, it looks good," and then you're like, "Yeah, man, I love it." And you're like, "Yeah, I love it." Like,
multiple people.
No way.
Multiple people had to sit down and look at that and go.
Someone has to be like.
And they made a whole trailer. Made a whole trailer with that animation.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. Like the simple fact that it got that far, especially because think about it. Look at what we have now. Oh, it looks nice. It looks better. It works so well. But think about the actual old Sonic. He has none of the mannerisms. He has none of the. It's like not only did they change his design, they changed his attitude.
Yeah.
And I really do feel like
they changed the plot.
Yeah.
Like in the original trailer, we didn't have a real plot of what was going on other than it was a Sonic movie. This one we actually get.
Kind of. You do get a little like vibe of like
him coming into the real world.
They're trying to harness his power. Is what it is. What's the
Because in the first trailer, then they still have like the whole city blackout, and they're like, "What is that?" And then they're trying to get Eggman or Robotnik, whichever one it is.
Eggman.
Who's supposed to play that again?
Jim Carrey. And this is what I'm talking about. You like this movie, like real talk. That first trailer, everything was right, but Sonic.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
They changed.
That's what I'm saying. And think about this.
The
The only thing that they had to change was the very last thing.
The CGI dude.
They didn't have to change the lines. They didn't have to change. They didn't have to reshoot anything. All they had to do was sit somebody in front of a computer and say,
They didn't
put that in
they
instead of
didn't
this.
even, dude probably didn't even need to like sit down and do any more voiceovers or anything.
No.
Like they.
It's probably all the same shit. I 100% like.
You believe the conspiracy?
Oh yeah, like in 20 years from now, they're and they come out and they're like, you'll never believe what Paramount did to sucker an entire country into watching a movie. And I'm like, I fucking told you. Because it's just, why I believe it is because the first one looks so bad.
Too bad
Too
for
bad.
a whole company to everybody being there and be like, not one of them goes, I'm not a big fan of that. You tell me everybody in that company went, that looks lit.
Yep. we got the green mark on it.
Yeah.
It's so bad. But it's I mean, like, I just this whole like new redesign, like I watch it and I'm just like,
I'm with you.
I
can
got excited.
Because he looks fun.
He looks cute.
He looks like Sonic. He looks like some cute little CGI character that you would watch this movie for.
Yeah.
Fair.
Like,
And he's like flipping through Flash comics, and I'm just like,
yeah, that part I was like, that's pretty fucking great. It was like it's a stack of just nothing with the Flash, and I was like, I love that. I love it a lot.
yeah, he's just like he's like the perfect like proportion and cuteness of like you love him, but he's still kind of dangerous. Like he still fuck you up. Like,
he did the whole, oh, you want to stop by the rubber band thing? Oh, we don't have time.
Yeah.
Come back. Oh, it's fine. It was whatever.
Yeah.
It's just he's so adorable. Like it's adorable.
yeah, he's adorable. It's I don't know. I'm really excited. I didn't know what to think. Then I saw the trailer. Then I was like, this is fucking awful. And then this came out, and I'm like, yo, I'm buying tickets to watch this.
So, but you don't think there's something for that? Like, there's 3 like, I don't want to say childhood movies, but like slick 3 childhood movies like coming out at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but relatively.
Do you really think kids nowadays know who Sonic is?
Yes.
I have cousins that are like 2 or 3, and they still play like. I gave them my old Game Boy Advance, and they still play Sonic. They love Sonic.
Well,
okay.
Also because of the show Sonic Boom.
Is that still on right now?
I mean, I don't know if they make new episodes, but it still shows.
Is this still the show? I didn't know that. That's what I was just curious. I mean, besides instances like that, where you're like, hey, little cousin, play my Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Like, it's like how much of the population is just like still how much percentage of kids are randomly exposed to Sonic? That sounds really terrible.
You also have to think about things like streaming services, like
Sonic out here.
like Netflix, because it's like, my little nephew, he watches the old school Sonic, like Sonic Underground, where they're on. Like, he watches that just because he was just like, oh, he wants to scroll through Netflix. He sees Sonic. He wants to see he sees Sonic. He plays Sonic. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how many kids do you think, like, I'm with you, how many kids do you think that, like, delve that far into it? It's like, oh, there's a TV show, it's older, but I'd love to watch it. Like, it's Sonic, hell yeah.
I mean, like, it just depends. Like, you gotta think, like, maybe Sonic's their dude. Like, how many people are like that with, like, Spider-Man? It's just like, I like Spider-Man. What? There's an old Spider-Man show? Dad, I want to watch that.
Yeah, agreed.
You think we're going to get more Sonic stuff after this movie comes out?
I think he's going to get a revamp on the games.
But not another movie? Maybe not.
Maybe another movie, depends on how that goes. But like, I think they may try to give throw another shot at doing a Sonic game. But I feel like this would be like this is their
fam,
only.
You know
their
we're
only
doing a
chance.
sequel. If you think that you're gonna walk in that theater and you're not gonna see a post-credit scene of Shadow.
Oh, but I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
You know what's funny? You don't even gotta do that. Just show Tails or Knuckles. Or Amy.
You could show Tails.
You don't like.
But I'm saying, like, from a villain standpoint, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'm gonna go ahead and give my hot take on this. It's probably gonna be like, so Sonic comes, he escapes the real world, or escapes his world, which looks phenomenal. The little second that we do see it.
Yeah.
Comes to Earth, then Eggman's like, you know, I'm gonna figure out who this is, I'm gonna harness your power. I guarantee you.
Nah. I just think this is Robotnik.
Who's Eggman?
He's over there, and like that's who Sonic was running away. Well, now he said he went to their like our world because he was bored, right?
No, listen, exactly. Let me finish. I guarantee you, like the third act of this, Sonic's gonna bring Dr. Robotic back to his world.
Whether he's chasing him or like meaning
like
to?
He's gonna probably deliberately bring him back to. It's probably gonna be something like he's gonna save somebody somehow by bringing him back. He's causing so much damage or something. But I guarantee you that last battle is probably gonna take place in that world.
You know what I'd love to see that last
That's
battle?
what you could see. Probably, I would say you'll definitely see Tails before you see Knuckles.
Really?
Yeah, because Tails is 100% like
his companion.
Yeah, that's his friend. But I feel like if you want to do,
but from a villain standpoint, I can post-credit scene of like Dr. Robotic standing there and there's like Shadow in like a clone tube.
I mean, I can see it.
I just feel like they would.
That's my hot take.
I need to see this movie because it's like real talk. They need like with how much like cause Sonic has characters. Like he got like so many characters that they've added like after just the whole little Islanders.
Mm-hmm.
You think
Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, Metal Sonic. Who the hell is the crocodile guy? Croc.
You got Rogue, you got Omega, you got Cream, you got Big, which is the cat.
The big purple cat?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What else you got? You also got Silver, and you also got this chameleon. I think his name was like S. Just something. I don't know.
But I mean, villains, we have Shadow's a villain technically, right? But, Dr. Robotic. Who's like the skinny cat thing?
The skinny cat thing?
Oh, yeah. Fuck. You know what I'm talking about? He's like dark purple, almost black. And he's like... He's a villain. I don't know what the hell he is. Mm-hmm. I just know that that's a villain.
Like, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you could... Especially, like, real talk... If you want to just run... You could run Jim Carrey for, like... You could just do him solid for at least this movie and a sequel. I would be fine with that. Like, show him...
Yeah, but I would want them. Because, I mean, it's kind of like... It's kind of like The Flash, right? Like, yeah, you'd like to see Flash fight Captain Cold or Mirror Master. But, like, you slick just want to see him fight another speedster, right? So, like, don't you want to see Sonic go up against... somebody as fast as he is.
Do you think that he goes like the supersonic, whatever it's called, where he's in his golden form, his Super Saiyan form?
I would say not in this movie. I wouldn't even say in the next one.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, like you would need to give them a reason to do that because, like, real talk, why do they collect the Chaos Emeralds?
I don't know.
You just do it.
What does he get from that? Is he just faster?
Oh, yeah, no. From the Chaos Emeralds, they all collect. They make, like, the... Whatever. I don't want to call it the mega...
I'm saying, like, supersonic. Like, what... Like, he's just faster, right?
He's a hell of a lot faster.
That's all it is, right? He's
just
faster.
He's just faster.
Okay, that's what I mean, he doesn't get any more special abilities or anything, but...
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I feel like that's a trilogy thing. That's, like, the third one. That had to be some, like, death, like, world-ending event, and he, like...
Do you see the...
Bro, what if they did like an Infinity Saga? like fucking 10 movies collecting the Chaos Emerald.
I was actually about to ask you that. Would you watch more than 4 Sonic movies?
If the first 4 are good.
Let's just say this one's good, right? If it comes out and I'm like, damn, that was really fun, that was really good. Yeah.
You really think you could... Okay. The Hangover did that.
Yeah, but The Hangover should have stopped at the first one, though.
Yeah, but The Hangover is a comedy. This is fucking... This is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Plus, they have a lot of world to build off of that they can do a lot.
I just feel like something like this... You said like do like a trilogy. I think that would be good just because it's like... I know we're getting like planning way ahead here, but it's just like real talk. Sonic does have that type of like world where you could just
He's got depth. He's not just...
Yeah.
Right, but it's just like how much of that are you honestly like willing to...
You just straight up like went like his dating profile. I'm not just fast, I have depth.
There's more about me. I don't just run.
Yeah.
But I think...
I run from my feelings.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm sitting here thinking like Sonic does have the potential to do all this and that, but like...
I mean, you said it yourself. He has a shit ton of villains. A shit ton of characters.
I'm serious, man. Why can't we do this movie as Sonic against Dr. Robotic or Eggman? I'm gonna stick with Eggman. And, you know, then he...
I'm gonna just say he ain't Eggman because he ain't fat. Like...
But remember in the first trailer with I don't know what you want to call him, Down syndrome Sonic. At the very end of it, you see Dr. Robotic, the hair's off of his head. And he has the big goggles on, the big mustache.
But we don't know. That could be a thing at the very end.
Exactly, leading into the second one when they're already on that world, and then he's like, well, how do I beat him? I gotta make a clone of him, Shadow. Sonic versus Shadow, the second one, and then boom, the third one. I don't know, Sonic and Friends versus whatever, and they gotta collect the Chaos Emeralds, and then boom, he goes Super Sonic at the end.
The only way I could see that working is if they find something and Shadow is on his depressive, who am I, where did I come from? And so Eggman's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make me Robot Sonic, and then they're just like, damn it.
Team up.
Yeah. I mean, because actually that's how they do it a couple of times. Like, again, you've never seen Super Shadow, but like, after like they kind of introduced Shadow, they kind of make them like, you know, whatever they're going against.
They're kind of like Batman and Superman. I was just about to say the same thing. Like, they're just kind of like... So I was like, hey, and Shadow's just like...
I don't like you because I'm programmed not to like you, but at the same time, I hate Eggman so much that I'm going to
We just gotta team up. Yeah.
Because this motherfucker won't leave me alone. Like, I gotta get him out of here.
I could watch a trilogy of Sonic movies.
That's what I'm saying. I could do a trilogy. It would have to be phenomenal. Like, think about that. It would have to be a phenomenal movie, not just a phenomenal movie for me to want to see like more.
You don't want to watch a 10-part movie of getting different chaos.
I don't want to see a 10-part movie with them collecting 7 gems. No, that don't compute.
They might kind of cool.
That's what you have a show for.
True.
Ooh.
Or a game.
Or a game that leads after the second movie.
Yeah, but again, Sonic games ain't really like
they don't hit, but if the first 2 movies hit.
That's what I'm saying.
That third game is this game. This is a sequel to the first 2 movies. Like, I'd just play it. Like, the first 2 movies are good, and they're like, oh, here's the third movie. Here's the third. Like, the game is technically.
I think the big problem is like we still haven't ever got like a Flash game. It's because like, how do you do speedster game, and it be like entertaining? Like, why do you think we have so many? Why do you think we have so many fucking Batman games? Is because he's a human and you can there's so much you can do with the character. That's why I don't have. That's why like they stopped making Superman games like PlayStation 2. Because it's just like what the fuck is the point?
Can't just be badass.
He's invincible. Like.
And then you gotta explain like how is he weak in the start, but like all of a sudden now he became more Superman.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. Like, how do you make it a compelling video game where you're faster than
That's fair.
anything?
I mean, it's like real talk. That's kind of how the Sonic games started to fall off because they started to do like more shit. Like I remember there was this Sonic game where he was like a fucking werewolf, and it's like half the games were like speed things.
Sonic Unleashed.
What was
Sonic Unleashed? Yeah, that's a fucking horrible game.
See, he knows.
Hey, that's why I play Sonic Dash on my phone. It's an endless run like Temple Run. You just run. You can collect all the characters. That's the time, I guess. I don't know.
You know what else has been a great pastime?
What's been a great pastime?
Jedi Fallen Order.
And that's a great pastime?
Yeah.
Really?
Bro.
The Jedi Purge is a great pastime?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great time. So we all fucking loved it. Well, you remember when you were there, dude? We had a great time.
I mean, if you're the Empire, y'all had a ball. God.
Straight trigger this man.
How are you liking it?
I mean,
his face has literally changed color. Continue on, Dustin.
Oh shit, it really has. You got way more red.
Bro, they were killing everybody, bro. They killed the younglings.
Yeah. We seen that.
They're killing women. They're killing children.
Well, yeah, they Jedi. It's like, just because you're a woman don't mean you can't catch these.
It's like calling 9/11 a great pastime.
I thought it was way different, but go ahead. One's fictional, one's real. So
I would not say that at all.
I'm just saying. That was a horrible time.
I mean, to be honest with you, I was just saying that the game was a great pastime, but you took it 3 steps way too far. So
well, it's called the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay, I said
so
Jedi
like,
Fallen Order.
What did you expect? Like, he was like, I'm collecting the Jedis. Like, one right here, one right here. Like,
I know what it's about. I'm not over here calling it the greatest time in Star Wars history because we all had a great blast and everybody's dying.
I said the game.
He's talking about the actual game. He's talking about you playing the game. Not
so
the
my short review is going to be
game.
this. Okay, you like Star Wars? Do you like Dark Souls? This is the fucking game for you. Or Bloodborne.
Or that's what it is.
I'll say Bloodborne or games like Dark
Souls.
Don't
do that. Just because it's like those are kind of like made like modeled after Dark Souls. Just say Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Well, Bloodborne is isn't there a prequel or something? It's
by
the Dark Souls. No,
it's made by the same
company.
Whatever. So, yeah. Cameron
Monaghan.
What you said? Sure, the Joker from Gotham.
He's also the brother in Shameless.
The gay guy, the gay kid, who refuses the blowjob.
But now he's also Cal.
You remember that episode of Shameless?
No.
When that girl tries to give him head under the table, and then the dad comes home.
Yeah. Because he starts fucking her brother.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you were Shameless.
Wow. Are you?
What?
I was about to say, is that how far you are in Shameless? Because there's way more shit that's. But that's for another time.
Another time. Yeah. So, what do you think about it? You love it?
It's buggy.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't found that many bugs in it. I think it's So
I wouldn't say buggy, I'd say finicky.
So here's the thing. So it's about 20 to 25 hours of straight.
Depending on how you play it, on what difficulty you play it, and don't put yourself through torture like me and Dustin do.
It's still. You're not gonna. It's about 25 hours. It's I can't say it's linear, and I also can't say it's an RPG. It's one of those games where it's kind of like Borderlands 3 in the sense of there's multiple planets that you go to. They're not very big, and you have to keep revisiting them because you'll unlock a force ability that allows you to go a different path this time. So
you played the new God of War, right?
It's got a little,
That's what that reminds me of.
It's got a little bit of exploration, but it's still pretty linear game.
Mm-hmm. That's just what it reminded me of. Is how you said it is linear. you can do that, but there's shit that you want to unlock way down the line, and you're like, oh, I can go back to this room in God of War.
You ever played,
and then,
fucking Uncharted, and if you find a little hidden hallway down here, you can go down there real quick and collect a fucking whatever.
Mm-hmm. And it's got the Uncharted mechanics in it too. I mean,
yeah, it's got all this. It relies pretty heavily on on the parkour ability, which I think it's I don't know how other people think about that. I think it's a very good mix into it because like you have the game is still kind of like prequels, CGI flippy everywhere, but at the same time it's not. Like the combat is like very
heavy grounded.
It's very like it's very like samurai. Like you need to block to hit, and you need to dodge.
You want to actually sit and take your time when battles, and not just rushing into them.
I don't know who you're referring to.
I'm just the ether.
So yeah, Cameron Monaghan. He plays Cal. This game takes place 5 years after the Jedi Purge. He's like a stowaway on I don't know, like he's like a construction worker or something.
There's also, like, again, I finished it. You're still roughly halfway through. There are cameos from other people who are in the future movies.
Yeah, like you see, there's about a 10-second thing of Obi-Wan Kenobi, a hologram. What was that rebel leader in Rogue One?
Saul.
The bald black guy.
Saul.
I know his name's Saul, but I'm saying like you know what I'm talking about. He's got the lazy eye. You ever see Rogue One?
He's got the big gray beard.
The big gray beard, the lazy eye.
He's got that weird looks almost like Fallout armor on.
He was the one. He wasn't. Was he the guy that was with the blind dude?
No.
Then I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up real quick.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen Rogue
as soon as you see this
once.
When you see the actor, but yeah,
Forrest Whitaker, not Lawrence Fishburne. Forrest Whitaker.
That's his name. Sure,
that's what it is.
Sure.
Wait. The guy has a lazy eye, not the character.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Then it's Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant the character. Like if you would have. No. If I would have put two and two.
Yeah. So I mean, he makes an appearance in the game too, which is it comes out of nowhere as a character. It comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, hey, that's the guy from Rogue One. What the hell?
No, it took me a minute. Took me a minute. When I saw him, I was going through. I was like still battling. I was like, it's back in my head. I was like, I know who that is, and I was like, Saul. That was his name, right? And I look it up, and I was like, God damn, I should have put that together. I feel fucking terrible now.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
But I mean, I haven't seen any other cameos besides that.
Okay. Then I'll keep it.
The main villain is the
second sister.
second sister. She's like, I don't know, like a girl Kylo Ren kind of.
She is an Inquisitor, and they're more like.
She is an Inquisitor, yeah.
They're more like assassins than they are Sith, even though they use red saber, which a lot of people like to say is like. Oh, they use a red saber. They use the dark side of the Force. Therefore, they're a Sith. I'm like, technically no, but
it's not like a Jedi.
No, so like the Inquisitors are like basically like Vader's
assassins,
like SEAL Team 6, pretty much.
Okay.
They were brought in to secure all the Jedi who made it past Order 66 to hunt them down and. Because Vader was like, I gotta find the big main names, but here you go find the smaller.
Y'all go kill all the kids and shit, round them up.
Yeah,
collect the sabers for me.
Vader's like, yeah, man, I've done that shit. I've been there. Y'all got this.
Yeah, and they're not apprentices of like Vader or anything. Like they're literally like
his task force.
They're badass people.
Which is also like what gets me about it too is that like yes, like Palpatine has put Vader in charge of them. But also in like the new run of comics with Vader coming out, Palpatine tasks the Inquisitors to beat him down. And if any one of them has ever been able to defeat him, that would have been his new apprentice.
But you gotta
test him.
But you gotta think where that comic starts.
Yeah.
Anakin's just now Vader. This is 5 years after.
Yeah.
So he's
true.
like
yeah.
At this point, like Darth Vader is Darth Vader.
This is where we have not just Inquisitors. We have what do you call them? You had the sisters, which I believe there are 9 of them. 9 or 5 or 9 or something like that. But you never really know much about the first or second sister, and it full blown gives you like backstory, everything for second sister, and which I like the extended universe stuff. So that's a really nice thing for me to have anyway.
So you say you beat it. Is there like, and you say it kind of compares to like God of War. Is there any like, I guess what am I trying to say? Is it what's the end game like? Like after you beat the game, is there?
You can still go back and explore.
But I mean, it's not like what is it? The Harpies or the Valkyries? Like
yes,
in God of War.
Yes and no, because there are still stuff that like if you do, because that stuff's only meant for you to complete like 100% complete the game. In God of War.
Get all the customizable because with a
lightsaber
lightsaber, there's like 5 pieces you can customize, excluding the color.
Yeah.
And that's you can get all the ponchos to wear, all the BD1 skins, or all the like all that kind of stuff. There are like the Valkyries, there are like legendary beasts and stuff on a planet.
Okay.
That you can go back and, but I mean, you could also do that like while you're playing. I guess. It's
well,
harder to do because you're not like.
Well, I mean, you can go against the Valkyries while you're playing the game. Yeah. It's just like.
I was just too enveloped in the story. Like once I killed the first 2, I didn't find the one of the first ones, and you said it was on the first planet. I need to go back there, but I didn't find the first one. So the second one and the third one.
Is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. The
big frog thing.
What part was he at? He's in the temple?
No.
Okay, then no, I didn't find him. I didn't kill him yet. But like now, there's a point for me to go back and actually get that trophy is to kill that one because I killed the other 2. So like I can go back and get it. I didn't even know you could upgrade BD1's little life canisters until he had 3 on his screen when I came in today. And I was like, I've been doing this game on the same difficulty as him and only had 2 fucking canisters, which only give you that much health unless you level it up and it goes from there to like there. So I've done that whole game frustrated as hell.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is. I mean, that's and back to the Dark Souls thing. Like it's like really I have heavy. Like it is. You play it and like you'll get to a point where it's like you do the same thing like 8 times in a row, and like when you die, you don't just respawn right there. You respawn all the way back at the fucking checkpoint, and you gotta and like dude, it's just like I'm just like, oh my fucking god, like I am so like.
They get further.
So mad.
They get further away than where you're at right now too. So get ready for that.
So, it is rewarding though.
Oh, absolutely.
Like getting past big checkpoints, you're just like, bitch, I'm a Jedi. Like I.
Okay, but how do you feel when you were just like climbing? Damn it, I can't go. There's something up here. So you go spend 20 minutes, do all of this shit. Just so you could actually get to the top where you were 20 minutes ago. Like,
but it's rewarding in 2 ways. You get all the XP, so whenever you get back to that point, because you know that point continues the story, there's going to be something you got to fight up there. You get the XP and the skill points to be able to use to level up. Like he got, after doing all that, he got the ability, you upgraded yourself after that. He got the Mantis skin for that. There's other things that are there too, but once he gets past the part where he's at, he can go back to that same part he was at, and now with a shortcut. Because eventually, you figured this out already, you'll go to all throughout this whole like linear, like almost linear map, and then you have to go back. But instead of going back the same way you can, which takes longer, there's always like an exit point that you unlock. So that exit point he unlocked takes him.
Imagine like the game is like a tree, right? And you start at the bottom of the trunk, and you go to the top. But you can see the branches, but you can't go there yet until you go here. Until you go up and then you loop, and it's like a shortcut unlock, and you do this and then this and then this, and then by the time that you're done,
straight down,
you can just be like whoop 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 whoop.
Okay, so even though it's just like
it feels like a waste of time.
Yeah, even though it feels like you did all this just to be right here, you still feel like you're slowly grinding towards something.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is rewarding because, like, again, going back to the example, the part where you're at, you notice that after a couple of tries that that lantern is what takes down those little fiery things, and now you're getting the hang of like, okay, now I gotta push this one. Because when you get back to that puzzle, have fun with that shit for 45 minutes, because it is literally it was the worst puzzle I've had in that game. It took me 45 minutes to an hour to do that one puzzle.
I don't think the puzzles in this game are like as complicated as like I would say like the Tomb Raider games. Those have some pretty in depth.
Some of them are challenging more than others. Mm-hmm. Like what you mean? Like they're not hard, but more are challenging than others.
Some of them
I think my
just
biggest flaw is sometimes I forget like what I can actually do.
Fair.
And then I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Like finally when I figured it out, I'm like, all I had to do was this.
There's one thing that I promise you have missed through that whole thing you just did when you're going to need it in that puzzle, and I'm not telling you what it is. Because it took me 45 minutes to figure it out. But have fun.
Wow, so that you're not going to
tell him.
He's
no.
going to, hey, you fucked up right here.
No.
Bro.
I just thought I'd let you know.
Hell
like,
no.
dude, man.
There's a little
He's
glimpse
gonna
of
be a
it.
horrible father, bro.
There's a glimpse of it in
be
that puzzle, and if you catch it like I did, you're fine. No, bro, learn your own way. That's
Yeah,
what I got
he's
to
gonna be
you.
a horrible father, bro.
No.
Dad, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I didn't know what to do. Figure it out.
I told you about 20 minutes ago what to do. You should have listened the first time.
Bam!
Damn, but
Not if I tell him it's not fun for him either.
But
That's
I mean, it
something.
is extremely frustrating, but it's fun. It is a
Story.
honest to God, it's a like. There's been a lot of Star Wars games that we've played over the years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess the most popular is probably the Force Unleashed. Besides Battlefront, because you either have like, do you want to play a story mode Star Wars game or a multiplayer Star Wars game, right? So from a first person story mode, story mode, blah, 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 what am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say? From that perspective, everything's always been like so out of context with everything else in Star Wars. You're like, when you play it, you're just like this is.
I'm just a regular clone trooper out here trying to kill droids.
Like, no, okay, the Force Unleashed, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Play both.
That's
of those
like you got Star Wars, and then the Force Unleashed is like so fucking over the top.
Yeah.
That it almost takes you out of the immersion of Star Wars. This game, like, it is Star Wars, like through and through. Like you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, you seemed grounded. Like your characters seemed heavy. They didn't seem like
more floaty over the top.
They didn't seem like Yoda, who's like this tall, and
it
he
makes
should be
sense
jumping
for the
around
story
and shit.
because he was a Padawan.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't learn a lot. So like it's a matter of like he still has a lot of training to do, but it's during Order 66. Who the fuck's gonna train him?
Right.
Like
yeah.
It makes it.
You're
like
not holding
that
two
a lot.
lightsabers behind you, and you're just like fucking taking out 50 dudes at a time.
I mean, I will
like,
say Starkiller was a fucking badass character.
Well, okay, you gotta think he was being like Starkiller. He was like trained by Vader, so like.
Okay, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But Vader's supposed to be the most badass dude in the galaxy. When you see him fight, he's not doing fucking crazy shit.
He's also like part robot. Maybe he's not that limber.
Last time we tried flipping, it didn't even well for him.
Have you seen Darth Vader do this? Have you seen...
Last time we tried flipping, Obi-Wan had the high ground, and we know how that ended. So he don't flip a lot anymore.
You know what? There was a really clever Easter egg.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was like, it was just a.
It hit you. You're like,
just a chuckle. Like, this game has like Batman Arkham City Night whatever vibes of like before you get to enemies. Or before they realize you're there, you'll catch them in some pretty interesting conversations sometimes. Mm-hmm. And dude,
the one you're talking about,
the stormtroopers they're just talking. They're like, that Jedi is supposed to be here. And one guy's like, man, we'll be okay. He's like, come on, we have the high ground.
And I went,
and then here you come jumping off a ledge. What's up? Yeah.
It was I do love it, and I love the story.
You know, the story is the story.
Say what you're gonna say before. So
no, that's not.
Okay.
The story is very like
Destiny Impact, like the whole thing is about.
It's very indulgent. Like you just like once you get into it, you're just like. Oh,
that's why I have to go back and do a lot of shit in this game.
Like I'll
get that fun. I'm like,
do. But I mean, like from the combat standpoint of the game, it's so. This is what I'm saying. It's so like. Stormtroopers are the easiest to kill. Mm-hmm. They are the stormtroopers you know from the movies. that's them. They're a little more accurate, but like they're the easiest to kill.
Well, I mean, but that's how it should be.
Exactly.
But and then when you run up on some of these monsters and these creatures, you're just like, oh shit. Like some of them are really difficult to fight.
And it makes sense in the story mode because in the story aspect of it because like he hasn't explored a lot in the galaxy. He doesn't know what this thing is. So you have BD1 as soon as you kill it, it scans it, and you have a bestiary you can look at. I mean, but you technically know how to kill it by killing it a couple times. I've never really actually looked at the bestiary other than once, and it does tell you like, oh, the best way of survival is this or whatever. And then once you scan him, like I think an enemy like more than 3 times, it gives you like a full-fledged list of like, he tries to pounce on you. Maybe dodging is a little bit better than parrying or blocking. So like there is a bestiary in there, more like a
The Witcher.
kind of like The Witcher, where like you see actually pretty much exactly like The Witcher is you know, all right, I don't know what the fuck this is. I need to figure out what it is first, and then you try your damnedest Dark Souls way and kill it. And the moment you kill it, it's like, hey, by the way, here's how to defeat it next time. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
All right, so would you replay this game again?
Yes, definitely not immediately. Like this is a game that
Fair.
it is. When you play it, you're only going to want to play it. So you're going to push through 20, 25 hours of story. You're going to get super fucking frustrated. And then, like, at the end of it, you're going to be like, you're not going to want to dive immediately back into this game.
Why did I
But-
say 25 hours kind of thing?
Yeah. But in 2 years, or in a month, or
You just get that itch to play it. You're
or
like,
yeah, or just like if
You're watching Mandalorian,
you're
you're like,
watching
all right,
Star
Rod,
Wars,
Star Wars
you're
movie.
watching a Star Wars movie, and you're like, I would really like to play a Star Wars game. I'm gonna go through and play Fallen Order again.
And if they give you that
Okay.
option, like, and I'm sure there's other games that do this, but like God of War is the one that did it for me. Was once you finish it, you get to
Game
keep
Plus.
all that shit, and you get to do like a God mode type thing where like you have everything you had at the beginning, and now you can rush through it a little bit more. And maybe there's parts of the story you missed because you've taken so long to go kill this thing, go do this or whatever, and it may be easier to 100% complete if that's your thing to do.
Are you 100% it on the hardest difficulty?
No.
I tried.
Yeah. No, absolutely
So
not.
I don't know if I'm just sucking at video games now that I'm getting older, because like I was like, cool.
Bruh.
Outer Worlds cool. I'll try it in Supernova. Wow, this is really fucking not fun because it's so hard. But I'm like, okay, it's a Star Wars game. Come on, man. I'm
That was my mentality
gonna
too.
be Jedi Grand Knight. Yeah. How about fuck no?
I don't got nothing to prove to nobody.
Bro, I
Okay?
walked out there
I am
on Grandmaster mode.
normal.
First fucking enemy. Guess who it was? Stormtrooper. Guess how many times he hit me with a full bar of health?
Twice.
Once. And I went, oh, and my health went, boom. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, okay, that's kind of realistic. If you get hit with a blaster bolt as a Jedi, you'd be like, ow. Then you're gonna keep going. Maybe 2 or 3 might fucking hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But I go, and then like, there's a spot where there's like, maybe 6 or 7 of them. You're like, really? And they're like shooting at you all the time. You're still trying to make your way there. And like, I don't have the upgrade to fucking block while I run.
Okay, so would you new game plus it on the hardest difficulty?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it's fair. Like
It is fair because then you have all the abilities. Because it's not like I would say the most people you fight at one given time is probably like 7, 8 people.
7, 8.
Probably that.
Maybe a couple shooters in the back.
It's not like No. I'm saying think about like the Arkham games. I forgot you ever played them, but
Yeah.
you've seen it where like Batman, you literally take on like 20 plus people, and like the person you're fighting, you have 19 other people, thugs around you that are just like waiting their chance to punch Batman. Nah, dude.
Plus, it literally
Everybody's
tells you,
trying to fucking hit you and shoot you at the same time.
It also tells you when you select the difficulty. Even when you go change the difficulty in anything, it says the easy mode, which was what, Padawan? Parry time, all the way. You have the longest time to fucking parry. Jedi Knight, parry goes down a little bit.
It goes on a half.
Yeah, already at
It's
night.
half.
Half. At fucking Master, where we're playing
It's
it at,
full.
is. And then other times it's like, yeah, if you do not parry at the exact split fucking second, and I'm talking about split second.
If you're not a Jedi Grandmaster, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Within myself,
You
I
like-
got nothing to prove to nobody.
I'm just trying to have a good time.
Right, and like what do they say? They're like, okay, you do this for the story, you do this for the experience, you do this for the blend between. I'm gonna do that blend between, you know, just that get that story.
Jedi Knight might be the way to go for you. Because like once I beat it, I went back to go get this One Piece Undathmere, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna tone it down a little bit. I just finished this whole fucking story. Like this is the 4-hour mark of me playing it at that session, and I was like, oh god. All right, so I'm gonna dull it down. Bro, I walked around just on one above that. People fucking looking at me like, bye. And I'm like, God, this is so much easier.
See?
And I'm just flying through, like, I'm having fun. And then, like, once I get to the part where I'm at, I'm like, I'm going to tone it back up. Because, like, it's not fun. I'm literally just walking through people and monsters that usually take me a couple of hits to defeat. And I'm, like, just walking through them. I look like Vader in that fucking scene of Rogue One, just picking people up and moving around. And I'm like, all right, this is not fun.
Okay.
It's fun at first, but because it's a good refresher.
I think the best quality about this game is that it fits so well into the canon of Star Wars.
That's a good point.
It's not a thing that's like... I kind of felt this way about Battlefront 2 when they had the story mode for that game, and it's canon. Some of the parts of that game, of the story mode of that game, felt like...
Filler?
Well, it kind of left me questioning. I'm like, would that really happen? Like,
would that have actually happened?
Like in a movie or something? This is like...
Just about every mission you do, you're like, oh my god.
If this was a solo movie that was just like shoved into the canon stuff, it would be so fluid.
That's a really good analogy.
It's just...
If it was
like,
a movie,
it's Star Wars, like through and through.
There's like, I think it was, even stuff like you get, like when you're going through and you get the little echoes. Because like Cal has a power, one of his force abilities is to be able to pick something up and have like a flashback of whatever happened there. So like he hits an echo and it tells you, and it may be like over a stormtrooper, and you hear like the stormtrooper yell, and then a lightsaber hit him, and you know what happened to him, and then you're like, oh god, like it tells you other stuff about like the lore. Yeah, it's not just the story that's going on, and then it's like, okay, here's some other stuff that doesn't pertain to Cal, but it's maybe some nice tidbit stuff you want to listen to and like
just
understand.
Universe building.
And it's like, you know, you get this little snippet of what they say, but like it says, okay, note added in the data bank. I've spent an hour and a half reading all of my data bank just because that shit is so like, you hit a monument, it's like, oh, so and so put this here. I'm like, yeah, options, because I want to know why. Like, I love lore. He knows that more than anybody. I like especially when it comes to Star Wars. Like, I will watch countless hours of videos on lore.
It's just cool. I mean, there's parts when you're in like old clone bases, and you'll hit a thing, and then like you see like a clone war or a clone trooper come up and like a hologram and start talking, and you're just like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
And it's only, I don't know if we said this on the podcast, but it's 5 years after the Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Purge.
The Great Jedi Purge.
So, and then I think we're going to skip what?
Three movies?
I'm trying to think about the years.
Oh, good luck, bro. Probably around what?
I'm not stopping this. How long did it take to get to the end of A New Hope to Return of the Jedi? How much time passed?
1 and 2?
So Luke was born, and then how old was he?
No. I'm talking about New Hope.
New Hope in Return.
How many years is that?
It's
2?
I
feel like I want to say
how much shit actually happened?
How long was he?
How long was Han frozen?
Oh shit, that's a good question. Wasn't it months?
That's because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
It was.
I don't know shit about the like small little details about A New Hope.
I want to say it was months.
Not A New Hope. Fucking Return of the
Jedi. No, months. Like
that Han was frozen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that too.
I want to say that, but then like you go look it up, and it's like, hey, by the way, it was 9.
And we're back. So sorry about that. We had some technical difficulty. We ran out of space on the hard drive. So my computer said, "Hey, guess what? I know y'all aren't done,
but I'm full.
Fuck it.
But we're done." So yeah, what are we talking about?
I think
mere seconds passed for you. Probably 5 minutes passed for us.
Yeah, we were gonna jump into the Mandalorian.
Yeah, we're talking about the Mandalorian.
Yes.
Peeps. everybody here is up to date with 2 episodes, so
the third one. That's
there's really only like one spoiler in this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. If you don't want to know,
if you haven't seen it already,
just go ahead and watch it. I mean, the second episode is only 33 minutes, so if you don't want to hear us talk about
you're talking about is all over fucking social media.
Yeah, and if you have a Twitter, you've already seen it. Baby Yoda is in this.
Yeah.
So, Mandalorian. What do you think? I'm genuinely like interested to know like how you feel about it.
I like the vibe it has, cause I mean it just started, you know. There wasn't no, you know.
There's no backstory. There's no.
Yeah, there's no wind up to it. It's just you see a guy, and it's just like, all right, well, we know as fans, all right, this is a bounty hunter, and if you don't know, they very quickly make it, oh, you're a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. If you're
not just a bounty hunter, you're the best at Parsec, by the way.
And then
like,
this didn't say until halfway through.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I thought it was when he met for the first contract.
Yeah, I know, but there's a good like 20 minutes of like
fair. Yeah.
Him taking in the bounties and But yeah, I mean it's.
I love.
They're not just like spoon feeding.
No.
Just like we gave you the information. If you can't follow,
you know Star Wars, you know bounty hunters, you know the race Mandalorians. Here you go.
You don't care. I love how it's more explicit though.
It is. It's fucking phenomenal.
I love it.
Yeah.
It ain't right. You're just like, it's just it hits so in here.
It gives you like a really big Western vibe too, which makes it a tad bit corny, I guess you could say.
I don't even think that. I think it does have Western vibe, especially when he is with that bounty droid. It's super like Western vibe where he's just like
it's like the good, the bad, the ugly. We found the gold. All right, kill my partner.
Well, no. He's like when they're doing the fight and people on the roof, he's like just shooting people off roofs. It is straight up like a Western in a great way.
In a great way. It's a Star Wars Western movie.
He's a Mandalorian. Like they're badass. Like they go with their guns. Like
that's literally their religion. is fighting war. That's their religion.
So, I mean, it's we don't know his name yet, do we?
Mm-mm.
They don't even say his name in 2 episodes.
Mm-mm. We don't even know what clan of Mandalorians that he goes with on that planet.
That's true.
We don't know the name of the clan. We don't know who they are. Who the clan leader is.
He is played though by the guy. I don't remember his name. Can you look it up?
From Oberon from
Game of Thrones. You know the guy who
got
killed by the mountain.
Yeah. I don't remember his name though.
His eyes gouged in.
Do you really think that's him?
Well, like in the suit or just talking?
Well, it might be.
I mean, because it's like, why?
This ain't a Vader thing?
Like, real talk, as an actor, like, why would I? Like, just like...
Well, then why cast anybody for the role?
I mean, why would it matter?
What do you think? Doing like a Vader thing?
So
from the original?
I'm not necessarily like 100% like... What are you saying? Because like
just like if I was an actor, it's just like if I would because he's had his helmet on the whole time.
They don't take it off.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But it's just like you can't.
But I mean, he could take it off between cuts though.
I mean,
yeah. I'm saying though, is he that big of an actor that he has to have FaceTime? No.
Man.
And then why not? Like why? Like if you got cast as that role. Like, why would you not be in the suit? Because it's his voice, right? And he sounds like just fucking badass.
Like you have the helmet echo.
I don't know what that guy sounds like outside of Game of Thrones. He obviously doesn't sound like he does in Game of Thrones because he did an accent for whatever country he was from. But that just voice he has mixed with like the
helmet echo.
It's like a little bit like kind of robotic, kind of, because it's coming through the helmet, like staticky, kind of. He just sounds like when he speaks, he's got mad Batman vibes. Like he doesn't talk, but when he does talk, you just like.
It's a badass line, yeah.
You listen what he's saying.
It's impactful.
Yeah.
Why are they all aiming at you? Probably because I obliterated a couple of them. Like, I was like, oh, okay.
Fair point.
All right, lit.
So the Mandalorian is played by Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, that's his name. I know his face, like, burning my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, so, like, you think that he might not be in the suit and he's just doing the voice?
I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking it's a weird thing. Just... If it was me, I wouldn't. I would just use his voice, and I would just have multiple people doing it that way.
But why though?
Because
Wait. Right? Say you're the actor, right? And say like we're coming at you, I guess, for a specific voice, because that's really all you don't ever see his face. And like, okay, we're gonna go with you, Leslie. You telling me you don't want to put on that costume? Because, but wait though, right? These actors, like, this is what they do.
I guess
so
it
if you
depends
get
on
cast
how much. I guess it depends on are they doing it because it's in here, or are they doing it because it's for the paycheck?
It's probably in here because think about all the people that have been. Not everybody gets cast in Star Wars. Like people, like when you get cast in Star Wars, a Star Wars property, like you've done it.
That's a pretty big point.
So like, if you're going after that role,
might as well go for it.
Might as well put the damn suit on.
Yeah, that guy is probably he probably grew up watching Star Wars, loved it, and he's probably loving the fact that he gets to fucking run around in a Mandalorian bounty hunter outfit.
For me, I'm just sitting here wondering, like, just the acting, him doing that. It's just like it. I just don't know. It's like, because all I know is just how he sounds in the voice, and so it's just like, I guess for me, it's just like I don't think of him as, I guess, a Mandalorian, or I don't think of him as this character. Like, you know, that'd be.
So if he was to do a face reveal in the show, you'd be like, okay.
Well, I can feel it. Maybe I feel like it would be more believable, but it's just, as far as for me, just like with him being covered the whole time,
I understand that. I understand that.
I like it. It's like a form, even though like I know what the actor looks like it's just like a form of mystery. Because it's like, what does he look like? What's his hair look like? Does he have any facial hair? What does his eyes look like? Does he have any scars? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
okay, but no, see, okay, I'm not gonna lie. That brings me to a point. Like, what does his eyes look like? It's some things you have to take your helmet off on. There is no possible way you can look through a telescope with your helmet on.
Oh, that shit pees me. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sorry.
He's like, it's not even at the side. It's in the middle of the helmet, and I was like, "That's a little iffy."
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was kind of like where his eye.
What do you want him to do? Take the fucking helmet off to look through binoculars?
Yes.
What about stormtroopers or clone troopers?
That's
they didn't fucking take any. Those dudes are constantly doing that move all the time.
They're dipshits. I'm not thinking about stormtroopers.
What about the clone troopers?
It's built into the face mask. Technology just like blows up whatever. Like there could be.
He's got a fucking computer in his chest. I don't know. What do you want from me?
I don't know.
I mean,
it's just
technically he does, because when his got ripped open, he has like all these
wires and shit. He's fucking. It ain't just a fucking. It ain't like a fucking fancy helmet with some built-in sunglasses.
I'm just saying, it was if he has this technology in the helmet, why does he need the telescope? Like,
I don't know. Maybe the telescope is like integrated with the system, so when he does this, the technology talks.
All I'm saying is, I just feel like it's weird because I get it.
It's weird. It's Star Wars.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm saying it's weird because like I get they don't take off their helmets, but at the same time, some of the things he do, it just.
You're just bitching.
No, I mean okay, I'm just bitching.
Why do you want why? I don't know.
Because it's ruining the. I don't want to say immersion, but with that happening again, it makes me. I hear him. I don't fully believe this dude is this guy. So it for me it causes some kind of dissonance.
I mean, in the trailers we did see like the girl like holding his mask, fixing to take it off, or like she was gonna take it off, or whatever. So maybe at that point, I think it's more like he would be more immersed if he's seen that guy in the suit.
Or maybe if it looked like...
maybe
if it looked like a dude in a suit, because sometimes it really does just look...
I don't feel that way.
CGI.
I don't feel that way. I'm like you. I like the mystery of the character. I like not knowing 100% of the time what he looks like or whatever. I want to picture him just as the Mandalorian, not as the guy under the suit or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like, I understand why there are like people who want that to happen, to be more immersed.
Especially because it's like he's the main character. It's like, yeah, the stormtroopers. You don't care about the stormtroopers until they become important. You didn't care about the stormtrooper until he took the helmet off, and you see it's Finn. Now we actually start to care about this person. He's not just another blank mask.
Do you think that's why they've held out on giving his name out?
See,
for a while?
No.
I just don't feel that at all.
That's your fucking prerogative.
No, because in original Mandalore, like, religion is they're not supposed to have a name until they have earned it, because they give them names like, and it's in their own, tongue, and it's Mandoa. It's all in Mandoa, so it's stuff that means like strength or persistent or stuff like that. So I don't feel like he may not have earned it yet.
That's I just feel like I'm so immersed into like the backstory of Star Wars with the Mandalorians, and I also like don't have any personal investment with the guy, like with Pedro being that character. So it's not like I don't care to see him.
I'm just fully immersed in the character itself.
I feel like the way that he looks is a character in itself. Like the attitude, the suit, the helmet. Like, I feel like that is a character in itself where I don't feel the need to see like the person inside.
I know what it is. I need to see him because for me, this is just a wannabe Boba Fett. I understand that this is a race. They're Mandalorians, but for me, since all I see is just an off-colored Boba Fett,
bro, he is so much better than Boba Fett.
I mean, yeah, but like again, I know Boba Fett.
That's just a point. That's not directed at like specifically at you, it's directed in general. Like he is so much more efficient than Boba Fett is.
I understand where Liz is coming from, but I mean it's a matter of like I like the mystery behind him. Like if Boba Fett would have taken his helmet off, we all know what he looked like. He looked like damn Django, like all the rest of the goddamn clones did. Mm-hmm. So like I understand that.
I'm so happy that like they went this route instead of making this a Boba Fett TV show.
I am too.
I'm so like 100% on board with the fact that like this is not a Boba Fett TV show.
It's a new character.
This is a new character because like.
Have you ever read into Boba Fett books?
Or some of the comics.
They're
not that good.
They're not that good.
Honestly,
he honestly gets his ass kicked.
I don't like that character that much.
He's just a reincarnation of Django to me. He's just as bad as Django was.
Not even that. He's just like Boba Fett is a character that got popular by accident. Because like he doesn't do fucking anything in the originals at all, but die.
Fair.
He has like a 2-minute cameo.
Yeah, but because he looked so cool at the time and he got so popular, then he's like, oh, he actually did survive the Sarlacc pit. Oh, he is still out there. Oh, we're gonna write some books about it, which is fine. No, I'm saying that's totally fine. Like people that love Boba Fett, that's cool. I'm just saying that like, I think I'm appreciative of the fact that like they were like, you know what, we have a great like people just don't like Boba Fett. They like the Mandalorians, they like the bounty hunter, they like the underworld. They want to see that side of Star Wars. So let's give them the whole new perspective, not just shove Boba Fett back in our face.
See, maybe I think another reason why I want to see more of the face is because like again something that'll set him apart.
Yeah.
Personality would do, but just I don't think we're going to get that from this character. I don't think we're going to get personality, and if we do, it's going to be in like short little.
He's Batman.
Right, and
that's
so
I literally can like he's the most like relatable character. Like he's
and I think even in with Batman, you still want to see bits and pieces of Bruce.
Yeah,
I understand that.
100%.
But I mean, like, and the kicker is that even though he takes off the helmet, he still abides by Mandalorian culture. He's still going to be the same warlike person. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
we'll probably get it.
But my thing is though is that when he finds the baby Lannick and he's like, oh, like, and they touch and he's like saved him. Mm-hmm. Like at that point, I was like, all right, he's a Mandalorian. He abides by Mandalorian code. He's wanting the armor badly, and maybe even trying to earn his name, but he's not okay with that.
Explain that to me, because that's something that I don't understand.
Him getting the armor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So we're here.
So
right.
Okay. So like from what I've grasped from that, right, mm-hmm. is they obviously want this specific metal to make armor out of.
Because it's from their home world.
Is that
close?
So expand on that.
So yeah. So I'm not gonna go too far into it because it could take literally hours to explain. But they lived on their home planet, right? Clans fought each other. They all adopted to say, you know what, fuck it. We're all good enough to fight with each other. Why don't we just go conquer other people so we're not killing our own people? It originally started out with 2 races, and they fought each other. One race being the humans, and they fought, and then they mixed races together. So when people say that, and it's not to take a shot at you guys, when people say that Mandalorian is a race, yes and no. It's more of a culture than what it is to be a race of Mandalorian. There are still humans who are on the planet of Mandalore. They're born there. They are Mandalorian. But they go to conquer different worlds.
It's kind of like the Spartans.
Exactly. Like you can say he is Spartan because he was born here and he abides by that culture. But like if he was to go somewhere else, you wouldn't say his race is Spartan. He's human. Mm-hmm. Like it's weird. But
okay.
So they go off to conquer this other world. By then, all they had was bone armor. It was more like bone armor. They had weapons, stuff like that. They go to another planet. This one planet is the Mandalorian culture is to be the strongest. You want to be the strongest person. So they had like a tournament at this new world, and they called it Mandalore. And that's the original planet. And there's these big dragon-like creatures, which are the skull for the Mandalorians. After they defeated those, that's where they got the symbolism from. The skull with the 2 horns that come down.
Yeah.
That's from that. That's the symbol they adopted because these creatures were so formidable because we inhabited their planet, conquered it, and they still kept coming, and they were still harder to beat. So once they killed them, they went to go on like a mining expedition to find resources because it was rich with resources and found the metal. Mm-hmm. This metal, they realized it can be enough to take lightsaber blows, like a lot of lightsaber blows, and still malleable enough to make armor. So they go on and they make armor. They make helmets, but not the original Mandalorian helmet that you see. They go on to have Mandalore, I believe it was Mandalore the Ultimate, was the first king of the Mandalorians. They had a tournament, he won, he's King Mandalore. He finds a helmet off of another warrior or something, or is in a tomb or something. It's one little helmet, and puts on the helmet, and it has that weird T in the helmet. It's a bone helmet, but it's still that T. So they go on to say that they adopted the helmet as their symbol, along with the symbol of Mandalorian, and from our king, he was the strongest of us. And that's when the armor comes into attack, is that they started making it to a culture of you don't get your armor until you've proven yourself over and over and over and over again.
So that's why he's getting it built piece by piece.
Yes. So Jango Fett was an original Mandalorian. That's why he has the helmet, and that's why he's not just another bounty hunter. He has that helmet. So yes, Boba Fett adopted the Mandalorian helmet. Huh?
Jango or Boba?
Jango was his dad.
Jango, He adopted that, but only because he was raised in that culture. Because there are other Fetts, like Jango Fett and stuff. He comes from a descendants of all the way back to the Old Republic. So he's still technically a true Mandalorian.
So he just gets his kind of bequeathed to him.
Not exactly. He does work for his.
I mean, he still has to.
He does work for his, but he does not work that hard.
We're talking about Boba Fett, right?
Yeah. Jango Fett first. Boba Fett got his.
That's why Boba Fett.
Boba Fett got his stuff off of.
He looks like shit though.
My dad got this, so I want it. Whatever. Got his armor. He had his armor made. His armor is actually not made of 100% Mandalorian steel. So that's why, like, when you see like shit hit him or whatever, like especially the comic, it burns right through it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have the full armor set. A full armor set means that you are formidable enough. One is actually the main symbol. Full set of Mandalorian steel makes you a contender for clan leader in the area we're at now, because there's not a planet anymore. It is a clan leader. You now are over the clan. You get to challenge the person who's the clan member, or who's the clan leader. But you also earn your place as a true Mandalorian because you've worked hard enough for it and you were stronger than your other opponents. That's why he wants it. So the moment when he gave him that steel, I was like, oh my god. And then he took it, and that's all he took it for. And I was like, that's understandable. Mm-hmm. He's a true Mandalorian. He abides by the culture. I don't want fucking money. I want that steel that you got. So he earns that piece of steel, and he puts it into a shoulder plate, or to a pauldron. And he's like, piece by piece, he's going to get this damn armor because he's earned it. And I'm like, that makes him Mandalorian to me, not because he's a bounty hunter, but because he wants that steel, and he wants that fucking armor.
It's very interesting. That is a very, like, it obviously it's a Star Wars show. There's no way it's going to not last for at least 4 or 5 probably seasons. So it's going to be cool to see him, like,
piece by piece get the armor. Oh my god. Oh, and it's more like once you earn your name, you can earn it as a kid. It's just how your parents felt to raise you. So like if he doesn't have a name yet and he goes to earn it, their names, the colors of their suit painted was more tailored to what the color represents. If my name symbols strength, I'm gonna go with something like red, or I'm gonna mix it up with whatever. There's some Mandalorians that put fucking skulls over their helmet. And that's mainly because, I don't know, they called me the bone collector because I killed so many animals and took their skulls and wore them. But when we got the armor, I just painted the skull on my face because it was a lot easier. The color represents just as much as the armor does. So I want him to get a full set and then him pick his color.
Do you think that they would like only do like 3 seasons of like The Mandalorian, but then like I guess kind of have like a sequel series where it's like he would actually get his name? Or do you think that they would...
He probably already has his name because...
It's going to come out soon. We actually already know what it is. It was accidentally dropped by Pedro. So if we want to release it, we can. But he was in an interview where he accidentally dropped the character's name. So we'll probably get it.
Is it more of an actual... like Mandalorian name? It is Mandoa. It's in Mandoa.
I believe so. Okay. So you know more than I do.
But it's just interesting to me to know the culture of stuff like that. So I love Star Wars to death. It's my favorite like movie franchise, EU franchise, and all that. And I love it so much to the point where I will go out of my way to watch videos and to read legends and stuff like that to learn the culture of that, whatever. And this was all like the beginning of Mandalorian was like 70,000 BBY before the Battle of Yavin in like the original trilogy. Mm-hmm. It was like 70 years before that. There's like a bunch of falls and rises and falls and rises. We team up with the Republic. The Republic betrays us, which is why I have such a problem with the Jedi and liking them. But they betray them, and they go over to the Sith, and they help the Empire, and they go here and there, here and there, here and there. They're just basically tossed around mercenaries who can't find a fucking foothold where they want to be.
Maybe that's
and they've abandoned their culture to the point where we're like, all right, you know what? Fuck both of your sides. We're going to go off and do our own fucking thing for a while. And they do that for like 10,000 years before they even start to like, all right, now we're going to conquer again. So like it's a really interesting like culture to know and understand.
So where do you think that? So like I'm very interested to see where the rest of the show is gonna go, because like you have
the baby Lanik,
but not even that though. So like you have the guy who gave him that contract is obviously. Like, they're stormtroopers.
Yeah, he's obviously...
No, but are they?
Well, I mean, they're like, old stormtroopers. Like, they're probably,
right, but does that
they're
mean...
disbanded, but it's like...
But does that mean, like, they're bad? I mean, just because it's like...
No, I'm just saying, though. It's just like... So you have, like, this guy who, like, used to be Empire. We don't know what he is now. We have ex-stormtroopers. And it's like... They want this baby. Why?
Well, because Laniks are 99%...
Force users?
Force users.
But why? Like,
well, we want to get the Empire back.
Okay, wait, pause. What is that? A Linux?
Lanik.
Lanik.
It's the race of
Lanik.
Yoda.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But again, like I guess I just know base level Star Wars shit. Like
No,
to
yeah.
me,
It's
always just been a Yoda, and it's just like when I seen that, I was just like, this don't make sense because, as far as I know, there's only one Yoda.
Yeah.
But if it's okay, so
I think the only two. I think the only
Yoda has
two.
a sister.
I think she's in the Clone Wars. Did we see her in the TV show Clone Wars?
I think so.
Maybe like I've watched it all the way through. I don't remember seeing her, but I think there's a. It may have been like a book or something that was
They
written after
look
that.
just like boys.
Anyway.
You can't tell the difference between like genders of those.
No, but her name was Yaddle. So you have Yaddle and Yoda, who are like the two mainstream.
Okay.
This is obviously going to be someone new because it doesn't.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It doesn't. Even though we call it Baby Yoda.
But
Yeah,
again, that's
people
because
call it Baby Yoda because they don't.
we don't
the
know
species name.
anything else about her. All we know is ooh.
It's like all the memes you see now. It's just like Baby Yoda. I'm like, that's not who that is.
Okay, so you learned something.
We are not
Yeah.
900 years before the clones
Yeah.
even were thought
But
of.
I'm just like, why do they want it? What are they gonna do with it? Is he gonna give it up?
See, no, part something he said. I don't know. Those dudes could be putting on a front because it's like, I mean, they could be stormtroopers. But my thing is, the Empire's disbanded. Why would they still be in stormtrooper clothes?
It's armor.
What? So
Well,
this is the free armor.
That and think about what happened to the clones after Order 66. They still abided by their clone code. So like Fives and all of them and Rex, they all went off on their own thing. They still abided by. I'm still a clone. If a Jedi shows me, I follow orders.
Plus, it's obviously not like new stormtrooper armor. Like it's old as hell.
Yeah,
Right, so
so
that's what I'm
like-
saying. Like you say, it's armor. So just like why, like you couldn't find
Oh, I
anything
was
else.
just saying. So maybe they
It's part of
found
the
that
religion.
and put it on
That's-
for. But why would they need a front against?
Because it's what they. Because obviously, those people are doing something different. They have their own agenda. Because he's just like, oh, bring him in alive. Oh, but if you can't, bring him in dead is cool too.
And the scientist was like,
No,
"No,
what are you
whoa,
talking
whoa."
about?
Yeah.
He's just like shut up. You know,
Yeah.
Shut up, we're doing business.
Yeah.
And it's because it's like when you come into the bounty bot, he's just like, yeah, no, my order is for him to be dead. So the dude obviously is hiring him
that's
for
right,
like
yeah.
he's
The
doing
battle
it for
droid.
some secret reason, and so you don't know who this guy is actually aligned with.
Who the scientist is aligned with, right?
Oh, I'm talking about the guy who like hired him.
Like how many bounties are on Baby Yoda
Wait,
for
wait a
what
minute, wait a
different
minute.
cause?
Okay, here's what I had a problem with, and I really need to. I'm gonna go back and rewatch both of these before I watch the new episode when it comes out. They come out Fridays, right?
Friday.
Fridays. He said there are a couple. When he sent him to go find, he said there are. What was it? He said there's a couple of people that we need to find that are over 80 years old. He said all of them are over
50.
over 50 years old.
Wait, he said a couple.
I'm 90% sure he said couple because that's what threw me off halfway through it. There was only one, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he sent him off to find like 2 or 3.
See, I thought that because he only gave him one tracker.
Yeah, he's right. He's doing one tracker.
But he said they were together though. That's something we look at later.
I would
that
have
was
to-
just something that was mind-boggling to me. But go ahead.
I would have to rewatch that.
I'm definitely gonna rewatch both of them.
You know what thing that like the action in this I think is freaking phenomenal, and I would compare it to like.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Like this has nothing to do with Star Wars. This is just Disney's Plus. Was your shit working?
So if you got it on like day one, there was like a big
No,
crash.
no. We got our Disney Plus shit last night. And this shit is skipping frame. This shit is like skipping rates, like frames, like constant.
I have to pause mine and walk away and smoke a cigarette, come back like at the very beginning to allow it to buffer or whatever. I don't necessarily drop frames, but mine goes from like 1080p and then it goes 480, 1080p, 480. But if I figured out like if I pause and like
y'all
go
are
pee,
having
smoke a
some
cigarette,
problems with y'all internet service provider because
No.
I watched that shit this morning, 2 episodes back to back, and it was flawless.
I really do hate to say this, but I watched them at work. Plugged into like the actual no Wi-Fi, like hardline into the internet, and still it's like it doesn't fuck up the audio.
it just drops frames and comes back to it.
Well, no, it doesn't like it just plays. It'll like
mine's not that bad.
It'll like skip like 1 frame, 2 frames. But
let me rephrase that. Actually, mine doesn't have a problem with that unless I download the episodes, which I kind of figured was going to be a problem anyway, because Hulu still has that major fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
You download an episode and you go, and I'm like at work, and it's supposed to be downloaded in 1080p. It skips so much, and like the audio stays, and it skips, and it drags, and it comes back, and then the audio stays fine, and it catches back up to the audio multiple fucking times, and that drives me crazy.
All I have to say was I had no issues with it.
On the PlayStation, mine's fine. My phone is what throws me off.
See, on the PlayStation, it's weird because I didn't watch The Mandalorian on the PlayStation, but on the PlayStation, it just fucked up every once in a while. It would skip. But
I would say because it's so new to wait on some updates.
Maybe I just caught it at a good time.
Huh?
Maybe I caught it at a good time.
I don't know. You try to watch it on your phone? That's the only problem I have it with is on the phone. Is on my phone. So if I'm watching it, and I'm even sitting like in my house, 300 down and 300 up, and I'm like never lag on games or nothing like that, and I sit there and I'm like, like this shit don't look right, and I go turn on PlayStation, and it runs fine. So I mean, it probably could just be it's a buggy app, I guess, to some.
There was just one thing. It was hard for me to keep up with the action because it's just like
God damn it, stop skipping.
Well, I mean, it's just like because you'll see him shoot someone, and then it'll just be like, I don't know. It's nice to figure out where it tracks. So it's like you could see him shoot the gun, it travel or whatever.
That's
you can
fair
see
enough.
someone getting shot. It's like you see him shoot,
Yeah.
and then instantly the person.
But
is
it's
shot.
almost like anything
So
nowadays.
you know what's really hilarious?
What?
Is like that's what I was gonna bring up. Is that the action? It reminds me
so
a lot.
well paced.
It reminds me a lot of like Marvel's Daredevil fight scenes where like you see like start and end and everything in the middle of a fight. But it's funny that you said yours was skipping. So like you're like. You're like shoot dead, shoot dead, shoot dead.
And it's
pow,
like
pow.
Yeah.
It's I don't know like it's not enough for me to like stop watching, but it's enough for me to be like
Annoyed.
I'm really feel like I'm missing out on the fluidity of this battle.
But yeah, I mean the action of it that's just it.
It's really good.
It sets itself apart from like other things because I think it's like it's a really good balance of like he's not like Batman. He's not the best at every single thing he's doing. He's really good, but he gets in situations where he's just not like, I don't know, I'm just not equipped to fight this giant rhinoceros thing.
Or
he just kind of gets beat up for a little bit. Like
here was my main question too, was like when in all of the Star Wars things that you have, excluding like the Old Republic like online game and the Old Republic games, every fight scene that has been like major to you has a lightsaber in it. So when you go to do somebody who's a bounty hunter, how well is that combat going to translate in the Star Wars universe to the point where it's like every time you see them, I don't know, you see Han and all them in the stormtrooper suits, and they're all shooting back, and they're literally running and like shooting, stop, running, shooting, stop. I get it was older, but I'm saying like I didn't know how I felt about being a Star Wars combat like bounty hunter movie without a lightsaber combat, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. But it wasn't like I'm not gonna watch it because of that. But I was like in my mind, I'm like,
how good can
it be without a lightsaber?
I mean,
and that's like your main point.
If they've done it so, if you are a fan of Star Wars and you love Star Wars, you'll fucking love this TV show because it's just you're in the world of Star Wars, and it's
I agree. I love it.
I'm glad it doesn't have a jetpack.
You know what? I thought about that too the other day. I was like, is he going to get a jetpack? And I was like, well, jetpacks weren't really Mandalorian style, so he may not take it.
I'm glad he has the flamethrower and he has the grapple hook. Because that's like standard shit. But like...
Wait, like what do you mean standard shit? Like standard for like Mandalorians? Or
yeah, like the stuff they have in their armor.
Okay.
But like, I feel like the jetpack would be way too on the nose for Boba Fett. And it's cool he doesn't have it.
That and the Clone Wars, because all of the Mandalorians in the Clone Wars they all had jetpacks and flew around. And like, how are you going to do combat like that? You're really going to let him shoot up in the air and be like, bang, 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 and then drop back down? That's not fun.
No.
You got to take out the jetpack, and you got to... Because honestly, if he ain't got his damn jetpack, he ain't got his damn armor yet anyway.
No.
So how the hell how does he earn a jetpack in his world?
His cape is cool.
Yeah, it is pretty.
And that fucking...
It gives you that... You notice that like that Western vibe still tailors to that because like his pistol's here, and he kind of throws back his
kind
coat.
of
And I'm
flows
like,
this
oh,
way.
man.
Yeah.
And he like flips back the
And
coat
his
and then
giant
reaches.
sniper that's like also a sword.
Bro, the first time you got it, okay? Did it take you by surprise whenever you shot that thing for the first time and obliterated that man?
Yeah.
Bro, when he shot it, like Jamie was sitting there watching it with me, and he shot that thing, and he went boom. I went, what the fuck?
Because you didn't
I was
just
like,
see him.
It wasn't that thing. It was a Jawa. The first thing
I
you...
thought he
First of
yeah,
all,
you're right.
They are little things.
I know,
right?
but listen though, the first thing you see him shoot with that rifle
Them little
is
thieving
a,
ass
It's a
things.
Jawa who just
it's
goes,
a Jawa.
"Poof!" and
He's
his
like-
cape's like,
He's like, yeah, dude. Like because you see him use it a couple. You see him point at people. And you see him like use the end of it to like stab
stab or
people.
shock the big ass
But
monster.
yeah, he puts that bullet in from his boot. He's like, poof, and
Wow.
then just Jawa's there. Jawa's not there.
Yeah. That's what he says too. He's like, yeah, they're all like pointing their guns at you. He's like, yeah, probably because I obliterated some of them. I was like, yeah, you goddamn right you did. Took me by surprise. He shot him, and I was thinking they were just gonna go.
But then,
Ah.
okay, but real talk, like, what the fuck did they expect to happen? Like, y'all just ran up on my ship.
No, to be honest with you, I didn't see. I guess I was focused on the Jawas, but I didn't see the ship like taken apart. I guess I didn't recognize it. And he just pulls up and starts nailing fucking Jawas. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with him? And they
he's
start
not
taking the point.
psychotic. There's a reason for it.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, I missed a lot. And she's like, yeah, they were taking apart his ship. And I'm like, alright, shut up. You've only watched like 5 minutes. I was paying attention to the Jawas. But yeah, it's phenomenal, man. It's great.
All right, some final thoughts.
Said it all.
Nothing.
I mean, I was probably just going to complain about Disney Plus a little bit more because they're actually. Well, no, there's actually some other shit that I think is some fuckery that they pulled.
Can you elaborate?
Look at everything they have and like actually click on it. Some of the shit will be like it won't be available until October 1st, 2020.
I've seen that too.
It won't be available until December 1st, 2020.
And some of them are like The Fox and the Hound is like a really old fucking movie, and it's like won't be available till like 2021 or.
Why don't
you're
you
like,
have that? Why don't you have The Fox and the Hound? Or is this you just like keeping shit in the vault? Just
I guess. I mean, you
pointlessly.
release all of it. How long do you expect it to last? If you have all Disney stuff, like yeah, it may last for a while, but
you may get it for like a year,
and then you're like, all right, I've already watched what I wanted to watch. Like, keep it in the vault. Do some updates.
I'm not
make
gonna
some
lie.
stuff.
I got it. Watched the wife kind of scroll through some things, and then as soon as I got the controller, it was straight Mandalorian, and that was it.
Yeah, the moment I got it, I didn't even look. I was like Mandalorian, and I
See.
watched it. Now after that, I was like, all right,
Really?
whatever, you know.
I get it. The very first thing I look at is a Goofy movie.
It doesn't surprise me.
That's my shit, bro. Like,
Hey,
Yeah.
but my final thoughts on that.
you got anything?
I know that's it. I mean I agree with him. Like maybe they're just trying to keep it the way they can update it, make it look nicer later on. Not make it look nicer, but release
Give you
original
more of a
content.
reason to keep on.
keep
Paying
going.
for it every month.
Really, it's not that expensive. Is what I thought it was gonna be.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like it was all gonna be Disney movies and all MCU movies, and I was like,
real talk. Like we were just like, fuck it. We were just gonna go ahead and do the $70 once a year. But like,
Damn.
I mean, what? That's how much we spend on a date. So why the fuck not?
Fair enough.
oh, and if you're a Verizon member, you get it free.
For a year.
Nah.
So.
But
All right, boys, bring us home.
All right.
all right. Well, I guess this has been another episode of Operation C.M.G.
Forgot the name.
Slick Dick. You can follow us
Are you,
on.
are you cheating on this podcast? Are you on other podcasts?
No, baby. You know this is the only one for me. This is the only pod for me.
I'll just make sure.
You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
And you can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Operation CMG, and over on Instagram at op_CMG.
Over and out.
I have to pee.